guys, I wanted to add in a couple more comments on King stagger kicks specifically that I think I forgot to mention about why they matter and when to use them. Besides people calling it cheesy, the fact of the matter is the stagger kicks are an excellent way to force your opponent to deal with low hits, to force them to deal with it, because what you see online is many players that have a very high percentage of wins, they got there by very, very high defense combined with their offense. And so their defense and holding back, they're just very, very good at blocking and holding back most of the round. And even usually they're willing to take a few low hits here and there, even if they lead to some strings and combos here and there. They're willing to risk that and not block low, because that'll lead to less damage than if they were to not block high. So they usually block high. And the thing about that is there are a lot of people who are very good at defense and blocking high, just holding back on the controller, and using that until they're ready to attack. They are not pressured enough. They're usually not pressured enough to be forced to block low, or to be forced to attempt to parry low, and counter it low, reverse low, or at least do something, an aerial attack that avoids a low hit, to address low hits. People have to learn to mix up their games, and that's one of the things that the stagger kicks is very effective with. It's a very high risk move the higher your opponent's skill level is. However, it does force your opponent to deal with low hits. It forces them to think, okay, listen, I can't take too many more of these low hits or I will lose. Eventually I'll lose to low hits. This player, this King player is using this move, and I have to deal with it. The fact of the matter is, with King, he's not like Bob, he's not like Raven, he's not like Brian, he's not like Bruce, he's not like these striker characters that can actually lead up to 90 to 100 damage after hitting you low. Trust me, King isn't like that. The only move that he has like that is his low arm swipe. I forget the actual name of the move, but it's the low hit that everyone knows about, where he just hits you with a low punch, basically. It's a low sweeping punch that you can see coming a mile away. Yeah, that's his only low hit that actually knocks you down, and you can lead to pretty, a little bit bigger damage. You can lead to some bigger damage with a counter hit on his low, it's down back left kick is what I'm thinking about. You can lead to that on a counter hit, but it's not clean every time. This is the reason that King is a C-tiered character. He's B-tier at most. In the hands of, the pros in Korea, yeah, he's a B-tier. But, at most, you've never seen King as an S rank, like Bob or Steve Fox. You've never seen him as an A rank either. King has always been, they've always considered him average or above average at best. Never the best character in the game, and these are the reasons, is because he does not have ways to do big damage on low hits. However, he does have ways to pressure you on low hits, but even though his low hits will never really knock you down consistently if you have great defense, he can pressure you consistently with the stagger kicks. And, that's really their main purpose. Their main purpose isn't really to cheese or abuse it at an intermediate player like online players do necessarily. The main purpose of them is to play mind games and get in your opponent's head and tell them, listen, if you take another stun low by refusing to block low, or refusing to deal with this low hit, and you just keep holding back, the third and fifth hits will stun you, and I will show you every time that if you get stunned, you will take huge damage and lose. You see what I'm saying? That's the reasons that the stagger kick should be used by King players against people that you think you can do it with, or in just that magic situation where they work. It's like a borderline move. I don't think of them as being outright cheesy. You know what I'm saying? It's not really cheesy to me, because I think the term cheesy for the stagger kicks at very least should be used depending on the opponent's skill level. You see what I'm saying? And, sure, if they're never going to block the stagger kicks, all 3 rounds you see them just getting murdered by them, okay, maybe they were a bit cheese. They were being used cheesily. But, that's because of the opponent's skill level. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about. That is how to use the stagger kicks. You might be against someone that is very high ranking, a very high ranking King player, and don't be surprised that, stagger kicks, it'll either work against them if you're king, or, they'll throw them out, fair enough, if they think that you can't defend it. Just don't be surprised by these moves. And if you really put the time into practice mode, learn how to jump over the third kick, because what most king players will do, since they have the option to do the mid punch after 1 or 2 or 3 or 5, they can opt to do the mid punch, pretty much at any point of the stagger kicks. Learn to hop over that second one, because most king players know that on average, 2 stagger kicks plus a mid punch equals win. You know what I'm saying? Because it flusters people. It flusters people. Most people might block the first one, not block the second one, and realize I better start blocking low because the third's a stun, and then bam, they're hit with a mid punch. So aggravating, right? No, start learning to block 1, 2, hop forward, so that you can actually counter that. You will actually, if you practice this right, you will hit the king player before he throws out that mid punch. Trust me, it just takes practice. You'll actually hit. You'll hit him, right before that punch comes out, and the hit will count as a mid, and you'll be in the position to do your own damage. Trust me. You guys need to start practicing this. I haven't seen people that good at defending the stagger kick since the game came out. Really, it's been quite a long time since I've seen people actually hopping over that second stagger kick and saying, nope, I know that already. Do something else. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time. I think everyone needs to go back into practice mode and try it, because it is very, very effective against a king player if you think that his stagger kicks are cheesy. The reason that his stagger kicks aren't cheesy, though, is because it's not like any of them. The first and second hit don't stun you. You know what I mean? It's not like it's an instant thing. Now other characters, yeah, they have moves that they can throw out low just as fast, and it's an automatic, infinite damage if you get hit. Like Zafina, of course, because most of her attacks are low. You just have to understand these characters. That's kind of the unfortunate thing about walking the path of trying to increase your skills and improve yourself, is you do have to, at some point, stop picking the same old characters just because you like them, and go to practice mode with them, at least. You don't have to play who you don't like to play online. You can play whoever you want online. Take it from me. I play King all the time. You know what I'm saying? I have no shame either. I will sit in a session and play 100 matches using King. But a lot of people don't know just how often I play offline, and how often I pick everybody. I pick the other characters to at least run through their moves list, see what they're capable of, so that, I will have better defense. And that's the reason why I've had success with King. A lot of people don't realize just how much I know about all the characters. So stop calling these moves cheesy. All right, guys, peace out.